It is Matt from the Morning After. Happy to be joined this afternoon by Cody Tate from Whiskey Myers. Cody, what's going on, man? How are you?
Oh, man, I'm just doing wonderful, trying to stay warm up here.
I was going to say, you guys picked a terrible time to decide to come up and tour the Midwest and Michigan specifically. How has travel been the past couple of days?
It's not been too bad. We hit that little winter storm when we were in Kalamazoo, but it didn't get too bad down there where we were. So we just stayed till the next day and headed out.
And you guys will be here in Saginaw in just a couple of days, February 26th, this Sunday at the Dow Event Center. And before we talk about that show coming up on Sunday, I wanted to talk about your latest album, Tornillo, and a couple of things that sort of happened before you wrote and recorded that album. First things first, how tough was it for you guys to be riding the wave of Yellowstone, putting out that new album that debuts at number one, your most commercially successful album? You have all this great stuff going for you, and then everything comes screeching to a halt. How tough was that for you guys?
It was really tough. Of course, we had all that momentum going, and then everything, like you said, everything comes screeching to a halt. It was more tough for me just not getting able to play. Just having to sit at the house for a year and a half. It was mentally torture.
So you guys put out the self-titled album back in 2019. You get a couple of months out of it, and then you're stuck back at home. So how much time do you take away from the band? And at what point do you start talking about, okay, we're going to be stuck at home for a little bit. We're not touring, which is what we're used to doing. At what point do you guys start talking about, what do we do? What's next?
Well, at first it was, okay, everybody go home for 2 weeks, and then we'll see what happens. And so 2 weeks turned into 2 months, and then 3 months, and then 4 months. And after, around about 5 or 6 months, we were like, okay, hey, we need to do something. So we started talking about going back into the studio.
I can't imagine that any of you guys planned on writing and recording an album so soon after the self-titled album came out. I mean, that's a quick turnaround that most bands, yes, it was 3 years between release dates, but it's not often that you'll record an album, release an album, and then go right back to the studio.
Yeah, that was a little different for us, just because we've never had that much time off either. So it was also good to get to see all the guys. We haven't being stuck at the house. We actually got to write and hang out, and I had a blast. Actually, it was very fun.
So you guys start having these conversations about the next record. Are you guys still all separated at this point? Are you doing the songwriting, the recording in separate places, or do you end up coming together to knock this out?
Honestly, it's been so long ago, I can't remember how we did. I think we just think we might have had a couple rehearsal dates, but we just went straight into the studio, and I think we started sharing stuff over the phone pretty much, and just went straight in there and just knocked it out.
Joined by Cody Tate from Whiskey Myers. They will be at the Dow Event Center coming up on Sunday. That new album, Tornillo, it's available now, and listening to that album, it sounds like you guys were able to maybe do some things on Tornillo that perhaps fans hadn't heard in the past. Is that a product of the pandemic and maybe just having a little bit more time than usual to write and record? Or is that something that you guys, had consciously said, you know what, next time around, let's try a few different things on this next record?
Well, with the first one, the first album we produced, the self-titled one, we were just getting I won't say accustomed to producing ourselves, so we were still kind of working out the kinks. And this one, we were just like, hey, man, whatever we want to do, let's try it. And we've been wanting to add horns to our stuff for a really long time, and this seemed just like the perfect time to do it.
I know you guys love playing shows. You talked about, having that itch when you're stuck at home. You want to be out on the road. As you're writing and recording this album, Tornillo, is there a particular song that when you wrote it, you recorded it, your first thought was, man, I can't wait to get out there and play this song live in front of our fans?
Not really. When we're in the studio, it's not about live stuff. It's just what we're thinking at that moment. So, like I said, of course, we love playing live, so can't wait for us to play all of them, but we can't put all of them in the set just quite yet,
As I listen to this album, I think it's a great example of, where music has sort of gotten away from this idea that you're this type of band, you play this type of music. Everybody wants to, when they talk about bands, they want to put you in a specific genre. That's the band you are. You're in a certain category. Whiskey Myers is a band that can do the country thing, and you've had songs chart at country. You've had songs chart on the rock side of things. And I think it's got to feel good as a band to know that you sort of have that versatility where you can sort of straddle the line and really You guys are performing the songs that you want to perform, and you're not worried about being pigeonholed into you have to be this, you have to be that. You can sort of do both, and it's nice that there are bands out there that are able to do that now.
Yeah, we've always kind of just walked to the beat of our own drum on that. You know, we never wanted to be in one thing or one specific genre. And I mean, we just kind of say the hell with it and play whatever we want to. And if everybody likes it, then that's good. And if they don't, then we'll enjoy it at least.
Well, it seems like everybody is enjoying it because you guys have been progressively playing larger rooms as you guys continue to put out music. Let's talk about the show coming up on Sunday night at the Dow Events Center. First things first, a Sunday night, really? Come on, man. You going to make us go out on a Sunday night for a rock show?
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to hit those Sunday nights, man.
You guys are out with the Weathered Souls and Rival Sons, and anybody who's seen Rival Sons before will tell you that they are one of the best live shows that you will see. And I know a lot of people say the same thing about you guys. When you share a stage with a band that is also known for their live shows, do you get competitive at all with them? You can't have the opener, you can't have the support band upstage, the headliner. Do you guys feel that at all between you two?
No, not at all, man. It's not a competition out here. We're just all trying to support each other and make everybody better. And I've been a fan of the Rival Sons for years and years now. And whenever they brought it up for them to come play with us, I was like, absolutely. I mean, I think it makes us better having somebody like that on the bill with us. I mean, I just can't thank them enough for coming out and playing with us. They're amazing. If you don't know, get there early because you will not regret it at all.
How often as a fan do you get to just go before you guys play? Do you get to go sit out and watch them play?
It depends on if there's a spot where I can watch them. The past couple of nights that we've played, I've been able to go catch a couple of songs, and I've been thoroughly enjoyed it.
It feels like you guys have sort of done this the right way, if that makes sense. You guys have built this audience from Texas up through Flint, playing the Machine Shop, playing those small clubs, playing to hundreds of fans here and there, and sort of building this audience. And now you're out there playing the arena shows. That's got to feel pretty amazing because a lot of bands don't have that opportunity. Sometimes they plateau at the club level, and for the rest of their careers, they're playing clubs. And yet you guys have sort of made that progression from clubs to theaters to now playing arenas, and that's got to feel pretty good as a band.
It feels great. Yeah, it's always like we've been hitting the pavement since we've been started. We've always been a road band, a live show band, and. You know, I think it's just never being content with where we're at. You know, we're just always wanting to be bigger, always wanting to be better, always wanting to go new places. Like we just can't sit still, it seems like.
Yeah, you guys will not sit still in 2023. You're going to do this run, and then you've already announced some summer shows. I know you're going back to play Red Rocks a couple of shows. I assume that, knowing what I know about Whiskey Myers, that basically 2023, you guys are on the road the rest of the year.
Well, yeah, pretty much. But some of the guys having kids, we'd like to take time off too for that. But I mean, we're going to be playing a lot of shows, but we also have time off for the family as well. So that's always been important.
We are looking forward to Sunday, man. This Sunday, February 26th, the Dow Events Center. It's the Weathered Souls, it's Rival Sons, it's Whiskey Myers. As Cody said, you got to get there early, see those openers, support those bands too. Tickets are still available. Ticketmaster.com, the Dow Events Center box office. This is going to be a show. I know it's a Sunday night, but it's going to be a show that you do not want to miss. This will be a show that people are talking about just because of the caliber of live music you're going to hear at the Dow Events Center coming up on Sunday. Cody, thanks, man, so much. I'm looking forward to the show on Sunday.
Absolutely, man. Thank you so much.